Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. And let's face, there we go. Today, I want to talk to you about your mind. What does that have to do with diabetes? Well, your mind kind of sets limitations. I can't do that because I'm a diabetic. Or, oh, it's too hard. I am a diabetic. What you have to stop doing immediately is using diabetes as an excuse. Now, I'm not talking about when you are having a severe low or a low blood sugar that you can't go out and party. Well, that's a little different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you getting ready and to do stuff, and you don't really want to go, so you'll use diabetes. I know, and I'll have to admit it, that once I did this to get out of PE. Now, face it, I was a big kid. Well, I'm big now, but I was a big kid, 200 pounds, grade 7. So I really wasn't into doing PE and all I was no good. I wasn't coordinated, especially after I shot up. So I just said, oh, I'm having a low. And the nurse would say, what's your next class? And I said, PE, and she wrote me out of it. But don't set that a pattern, because that will set into your mind. And you will be starting to set limitations on yourself. No one is worse enemy to yourself than you are. Now, some people are naturally born with drive, others have to work at it. I was one who had to work on it. Now that I'm having a little bit more trouble controlling and a little bit of complications, doesn't mean that I want to use it as an excuse. I don't really want to. Thinking back to when I had to go to work and working, I really kind of miss it. Now, to go back on that, that all goes back to it's always greener on the other side. You can't go mountain climbing because you're a diabetic. What? Take your kit with you. You can do things that you want to do. Some people don't like mountain climbing. Well, find stuff you're interested in. And don't let diabetes get in the way. Again, control. Getting good control will allow you to feel like taking the next step. We talked a bit about high blood sugar in our Soul Emotional video. But you have to be aware that nothing can stop you. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to push ahead. If you're sick, if you're showing ketones, or if you have a low blood sugar, treat it and move on. Don't sort of let diabetes control you. Now, I've heard so many things about, oh, well, I can't go for a walk because there's a chance of rain. I know even in my chair, I get out and I experience life. Don't wait until things have passed you by. A lot of times people will tell you that you can't do something. Now, they will tell people that who are normal. who don't have diabetes. So it's just ammo to use against you. And you hear that enough times, you're going to start thinking it. Don't let it get to you. You can do everything you want to do with life. You just have to take a little bit more practice to get there. Now, I have to admit that there was once when I was in school and there was I think we were going up to Grouse Mountain and thought, well, there is no ambulance up there. This was a teacher's aide or something. Are you sure you'll be able to go? Yes, I have sugar if I need to. But they always seem to think of the worst. And I think that comes from people with type 2 who really don't take control of their life. And, my grandmother had it and they lost a foot. Well, fine. That's not me. And don't try to make it about me. I went for a job interview. And I had always believed that it was important to tell my employers or potential employers that I had type 1 diabetes. And they said, sometimes you'll be the only person in the store and, you might be alone for a while. So, I did it at a convenience store for hours. So, now, you've got to be sensible with your life. I will give everyone that. You need to be sensible, but you need to take control. Don't let someone, kind of sit there and say, you can't do this because of that, and you can't do this because of that. I never really liked being told I had a disability. I still don't really want to talk about having a disability. Because having a disability means crap. Sorry, itchy nose. If you have a disability, it's not saying you can't do it. You may have to take a look at how you do things, but you can do it. I know when I was at that convenience store, I had to work like a 6 to 2 shift, and I just made sure, because 6 was earlier than when I was supposed to eat breakfast. So I went and I took breakfast with me and I took blood testing, and when it came time, I blood tested, I gave my insulin, and we went on with our life. So, don't get it in your mind that you can't do anything. Now, I've spoke of this in a number of videos already about young women who are trying to get ahead and be the ones, that have a nice figure, and they'll use not taking an insulin shot to do that. You don't have to take shortcuts. You just have to find a different way of doing things. And you will have naysayers all the time in your life. You don't have to listen to them. Make up your mind what you're going to do and go for it. Diabetes isn't so much the death sentence that everyone thinks it is. You can get up, you can do it. Everything you want to do. I don't care if it's airlines, if it's you want to be a chef, or I don't know, a garbage collector. Who really cares? You just have to find ways of planning and working it into your life. That's the one thing I learned about diabetes years ago. It's all about planning for a trip, planning your everyday. So, I really get discouraged when I hear someone say, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm a diabetic." Who cares? Well, no, I shouldn't say who cares. You need to care enough to go out and find a way of doing that. And who knows, you may be a trendsetter for everyone else. But believe that you can do it, and you can do it with diabetes. Have a great day. See you later. Bye now.